Before I start this video, I just wanted to say if you or anyone you know is going through any form of heartbreak, whether it be losing a loved one, ending a relationship, losing a friend, whatever it might be, I want you to know that my heart is with you and you're not alone. Everyone experiences tragic heartbreak at some point in their life, and if that happens to be you in this moment, I'm with you and I'm here to support you. Hello everyone and welcome back to Liana's Life, the channel that's gonna help you grow and glow. I'm Liana and I'm so thankful that you clicked on this video. So let's jump right into it. If you implement these tips in your daily life, there's a good chance that day by day you might start to feel a bit better, a bit stronger, and you might heal your broken heart. The first tip that I have for you if you're currently experiencing heartbreak, it might sound a little funky, but I want you to take a hand, preferably your left palm, and just place it on either the center of your chest or left of center over your heart. And take a deep breath in and out. Studies show that this physical touch, putting a hand on your chest, releases the same endorphins and oxytocin that you get when you hug an individual. So if you are alone, living alone, or you're not near someone that can give you a hug and physically comfort you, just know that this is available to yourself at any time and any place. Simply place your hands on your chest, feel the warmth of your palms, and take a couple deep inhales. Yours might start to flow, and that's okay, let them flow. Now this is the perfect segue into my next tip, which is if you are feeling emotions come up, whether they be sadness, anger, grief, regret, remorse, pity, whatever they are, if you want to cry, if you want to scream, if you want to run, if you want to sleep, whatever might help you in that moment, I would encourage you to feel the feelings. I definitely was one of those people that decided for myself if I didn't acknowledge the sadness that it would simply go away, and I can't tell you how far from the truth this actually is. What this actually does is it creates a sense of fake or toxic positivity, one in which you think you're feeling better, but actually your feelings are building and building and building and building until you hit a breaking point. And that's definitely what happened to me. So now with the help of some homeopathy, yoga, meditation, I allow myself to feel the feelings, to cry. And a dear friend told me, just let the tears flow. If that means you just have to play a bunch of sad songs and let yourself feel the tears streaming down your face, I encourage you to do that. Because what that's gonna do is it's gonna release the emotion instead of getting stuck in your physical body. And studies show that pain, emotional pain that goes unnoticed or untreated in the body then leads to physical illnesses. So it is actually so important for your overall health that you take care of your sadness, you take care of your anger, because you don't want that stored in your body. Nobody wants that stored, and nobody wants to blow up later on. Now, my next tip is one of the hardest tips I have to give, and it's one that I personally struggled with a lot. So if you don't do this perfectly right off the bat, just know I'm right there with you. But this tip is crucial in your healing process, and that is cut the people out that contributed to your heartbreak. This doesn't have to mean forever. This doesn't have to mean that they're gone from your life. But if you have been betrayed in a really harmful way by a family member, friend, or partner, if you've decided that that relationship is no longer serving you in your life, I would say stop talking to that person. When you talk to that person, you're going to be constantly flooded with memories, and your brain likes to trick you. So if you are deciding that this person isn't good for you, then your brain could flood yourself with all the happy memories of them, and when you reach out and you talk to them, you're continuing that soul tie connection, which at some point needs to be severed in order for you to realize your pain, process your pain, and eventually move on from the situation. My next tip is a fun one, and if you're a curious person like me, you're gonna find a lot of joy in this, and that is try to learn a new skill. What happens when you learn a new skill is your brain forms all these new neural pathways, which then take you out of your sad mood or your angry mood. So if you learn a new skill, it could be anything. It could be a new sport, it could be learning how to cook, how to bake, how to sing, how to play an instrument, anything that fills your cup that you might not have dabbled in prior could be a really great distraction and could really help you get through this difficult period. I, for one, have tried to enhance my German skills when I was going through a difficult time, and it's just a really great way to get your mind off things and to help you move on from those sad feelings. The next tip I have is a fun one, and it's For very adventurous people like me, find a lot of joy in this, but I would encourage you to get out of the space that you're in physically. And I want you to travel. If you can even just take a day trip or a weekend trip, have a long hike somewhere outside of your physical space, this will help you tremendously. And what happens when you get outside, when you see a new place, meet new people, you get a new perspective, a fresh perspective on things. My next tip is to get your body moving. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to sign up for the gym and start powerlifting 7 out of 7 days a week, not at all. I personally love to do yoga. I love to take long walks. Sometimes I push myself to run and lift weights even though I don't like it. But the main point here is when you start to move your body, you're introducing endorphins and serotonin, and your brain is going to start to focus on positive things. I think this is one of the best ways to distract yourself and get out of that rut of pain and suffering and sorrow. It can make you feel stronger. It can, if you're going through a breakup, you can get that revenge body. You can do whatever you want as long as you're moving in a safe and comfortable way for you. This is one of the best things you can do. While exercising physically is very important to healing your heart, I also want to emphasize spiritual and mental exercising. So what exactly does this mean? It sounds a little hokey pokey, but when you do things like meditating, journaling, reflecting, maybe you listen to music, you're working on your mental fitness. You're working on strengthening your positive beliefs, and you can set goals for yourself, or you can connect with your spirit through meditation, and they help you strengthen your mind and distract yourself. Next tip I have is spend time with friends and family. I'm one of those people, maybe you're like this too, that you like to isolate. It's honestly not the best thing. I think if you are open and you have the opportunity to share with your friends and family what you're going through, it can be really helpful in moving on. Because the fact is, everybody has heartbreak. Everybody loses someone they love. Everybody loses a friend. Most people go through breakups. It's a normal part of the human process. And just know that people are there for you. I'm here for you. If you want to share to me your heartbreak, I'm here to listen. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people in your life that love you and can do the same for you. My next tip might not be for everyone, but if you have the resources and the capacity to go see a mental health professional, I strongly recommend this. The thing is, people develop traumas throughout their life, predominantly in their childhood and adolescence, and then our emotional reactions from the rest of our life stem from those very intense and sometimes painful events that get buried down deep in our psyche. And so when you go into your adult life and you start to experience heartbreak and you might be triggered by those traumas, it is so crucial for you to address what might be causing those negative emotions. And doing so in a safe space can really help you with a therapist, someone who's licensed and professional, and can help you process those things. And like I said before, release those negative experiences. My last tip for you all is give yourself time, space, and grace. It is not usual for people to move on from heartbreak in a few hours or a few days. Usually it takes weeks, months, or even years to get over a very heartbreaking and sad moment in your life. And while it's better to try and speed that process up, just know that sometimes it's one of those things where you get 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. Just know that it takes time. And a lot of the times, the more intense and severe your heartbreak, the longer it takes. That doesn't necessarily have to be true. If you implement some of these steps that we talked about, there is a chance that you can speed up your heartbreak and you can work towards leading that happier and healthier life that we've discussed.